let's be real for a second. You've just graduated and everyone around you is acting like they've got everything under control, but you're not feeling that way. You may be feeling a little tired, stuck, maybe a little lost. Trust me, you're not alone. What you're experiencing is called post-graduation burnout. And today we're going to talk about why it happens and what you can do about it. The reason I wanted to talk about this video is because a lot of the folks I've been mentoring, even cousins or friends or family, they've actually been experiencing this struggle and it's not been talked about enough. There is some comfort in talking about this in a one-on-one setting, but in a group setting, no one really talks about it. The big thing to let you know is, again, you're not alone. And there are ways to get through this. According to the McLean College Mental Health Study, 45% of young adults report feeling like life is falling apart after graduation, and it's affecting their mental health. It makes sense the pressure can be overwhelming. The burnout isn't just stress, it's something actually a lot deeper. A researcher named Marlene Kramer coined this term, the transition shock. Now, she was talking about nurses in nursing school, but it actually can be applicable to everyone. It's what happens when you move away from a structured life of something like a school into something super unpredictable like life. No more schedules, no more feedback, no more someone telling you what to do. You just got to deal with everything that's coming at you. Transition shock can last a few months, even a year, or even more, especially in this unstable job market. But here's the thing, it's normal. You're not stuck here forever, and it's not just you. And today's world only adds to the pressure. According to Insider Higher Ed, 42% of students say balancing personal, economic, and family responsibilities is the biggest challenge, and that doesn't go away after graduation. And then there's this stat. According to Intelligent.com, 1 in 6 companies are now hesitant in hiring Gen Z employees. It comes with pressure to stand out and stand out quickly. Plus, social media doesn't really help. You're always seeing everyone's highlight reel on LinkedIn or Instagram, the cool new job or the amazing new trip. What you're not seeing is everyone's struggle or the daily grind to get to that result. I think it's easy to feel like you're falling behind, but trust me, you're not. Everyone's on their own path, and comparing your struggle to someone's result isn't the best way to go. Okay, so let's talk about what we can do to manage post-graduation burnout. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're very clear and tangible steps you can take today to start building structure, getting more organized, and feeling more in control. Okay, tip 1. Normalize the struggle. It's important to accept the fact that we don't have everything figured out. Too often we put this insane amount of pressure on ourselves to have everything figured out as soon as possible. But let me tell you, it's okay to figure things out. This phase of uncertainty, this is really where growth happens. Okay, from a practical example, and what we can do right now is I want you to take a moment and reflect on your progress. So let's write down 3 simple tasks that you've accomplished in, let's say over the past month. So something like building a resume, learning about crypto, finance, reaching out to someone in your network. Maybe you put down a task that you were putting off for some time, but you actually were able to accomplish it over the month. You want to visualize your progress. The goal is to shift your mindset from I'm stuck to I'm making progress. Okay, tip number 2, building your own structure. One of the biggest challenges of graduation is the sudden loss of structure. No more professors telling you what to do, no more class schedules, no more grading criteria. It can feel like you're floating around without a direction. But here's the good news. You can actually build your own day-to-day schedule. So let's take a crack at it. Maybe let's say 9 to 10:30 a.m. I'm going to search 3 companies that really excite me and find jobs that are available in those companies. And at 10:30 to 12, I'm going to craft very specific resumes for those jobs. And for more information, just check out my other videos on how to do that. 12 to 1:30, I'm going to go for a lunch and a walk. 1:30 to 2:30, I'm going to start crafting very detailed cover letters that are relevant to my skills and the job. And then after that, maybe let's say 3:30 to 4, or beyond, I'm going to take a course that is very relevant to my field and expand my learning. So again, I've created a structure for myself every single day. Now there is some flexibility in the structure. Obviously, life happens, but there's a sample structure that you can build and follow every day that gives you some sense of feeling a lot more organized. Now, according to AOL.com, 45% of bosses say that organization is a challenge for Gen Z hires. So building structure and getting more organized can really help you feel more in control. Okay, tip number 3, setting realistic short-term goals. Dreaming big is great, but if you're only going to focus on those huge long-term goals, it's really easy to get discouraged. Instead, break those big dreams down into smaller tasks that ladder up to the goal. So for example, instead of saying landing a dream job, break it down to simple tasks. Like for example, in a day, I'm going to reach out to and network with 2 to 4 people on LinkedIn, or I'm going to spend 30 minutes reading about a industry specific topic, or I'm going to apply to X number of jobs a day. Every small win builds confidence and momentum. You don't need to have everything figured out. Just keep moving forward. Okay, tip number 4, prioritizing self-care. Now, self-care isn't like an occasional pampering session. It's about being very diligent and building a daily routine about focusing on yourself. So I'll give you an example of what I do. Every morning for about 15 to 35 minutes, I'll go on the treadmill and I'll walk on incline for 15%. And why? Because I feel like it gets me a workout, it gets me healthy, it gets my heart rate up, it gives me a little bit of a cardio. And honestly, I feel very energized after that. You're actually prioritizing self-care if you build it into your daily routine. So make sure you put that in there. You're actually telling your body that self-care is really important to me. So make sure you build it into your daily routine. According to the American Psychological Association, regular self-care activities can significantly reduce stress and improve overall mental health. The key is really about consistency. So build sustainable habits, not just super quick fixes. Okay, tip number 5, reach out to others. You'd be surprised about how many folks are actually going through a similar struggle or have gone through a similar struggle as you. So reaching out to others and maybe sharing some challenges that you have will not only get you some insight, but actually build a meaningful connection with folks. And I really fundamentally believe that most folks want to connect with other people. They want to help other folks. So reaching out to others will only benefit you. Opening up isn't really a sign of weakness. It's an opportunity to make sure you're not carrying everything by yourself. You're really building a strong connection when you start opening up with folks and start discussing your challenges. So according to the CDC, strong social connections have been shown to improve mental health and reduce stress. So reaching out and connecting with others, whether it's for emotional support or even just to catch up, can make all the difference. Okay, to wrap up this video, I want to share an analogy with you that one of my mentors shared with me. And I was going through a form of a burnout, but he used this analogy that really helped me. Think of yourself like a seed and burnout like dirt. And when you throw dirt over a seed, it can seem really overwhelming for the seed. But you really need it for the seed to actually germinate and grow. So think about it, like a burnout is really a struggle, but it gives you an opportunity to create structure, get more organized, and fundamentally grow and get out of it. So that's a great analogy, and it's always stuck with me, and I've always carried it with me. If you liked this video, please share, please subscribe, and I'll get to see you in the next video. Cheers.